All right, guys, let's connect it up. We're charging good. November 24th, 2019. Going to connect. Wait for everybody to join us. But thank you guys for watching, checking us out, being part of the channel, and just joining us today. It's always important to say appreciate. We appreciate you guys because we do. If without you guys, we can't do anything. So what's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? Hey, Sandra, how we doing? We're going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 7, Episode 8, The Walking Dead Season 10 as a whole, The Walking Dead comics, some news about this, that, a bunch of different things. Obviously, spoiler warning, as you can see it in the title. But this is the last episode today. Well, came out Friday for AMC Premiere members. Today is the last episode, or Monday if you watch it then, is the last episode of The Walking Dead for 2019. Then we get it back in February. We'll get it back for 8 episodes, and then we'll be on break for the summer. And then who knows what we're going to have there, too. So we'll talk about a bunch of different things. So thank you for the compliment on the Punisher hat. I love it. I actually got this in the Woodbury shop in Sonoy, Georgia. That's where they filmed Season 3 of The Walking Dead, in the town of Woodbury. It's not an actual town. It's actually Sonoy. And it's right across the street from Alexandria. And I love the hat. I love representing that. And it's just pretty cool to have. I love the Punisher logo. It's pretty cool. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll talk about the episode in the last half hour. Spoiler warning for that. But it was okay. It was definitely an episode that I'll talk about it in a half hour. Let's just say that. So it's interesting. Thank you guys for joining me. So last week's episode, Season 10, Episode 7, was very interesting. If you knew what happened from the spoilers, you knew that the spoilers were pretty much spot on, and it really went down there too. So we found out about Dante and the Whispers and Sadiq, and then at the end of last week's episode, Sadiq was basically choked out. We don't know what happened with him. Was he passed out? Was he killed? Was he going to wake up? Was he going to come back a walker? This is definitely a thing that gets answered in the episode 10 by 8, and it's the last episode of the year, which kind of stinks, but it's been a great season so far. 8 episodes in, and it's definitely a show that is back. I would say that it never left what it did. You know, Season 7 and Season 8 were kind of weak in my opinion. Season 9 was a step in the right direction, and this is continue on for a long time. So we don't know too much about The Walking Dead third show. We do know that Fear the Walking Dead is rumored to have started filming already at a soundstage. And I'm assuming that if you know the way Fear the Walking Dead left off last season, then it's going to be pretty big to hide what potentially could happen in the Season 6 premiere. It needs to be big. It needs to be epic. It needs to be awesome. It needs to be game-changing for Fear the Walking Dead. And we'll have to wait and see. But I feel that they are filming something big in Season 6, Episode 1 in Texas. And if they're still filming in Texas, I believe they are. The Walking Dead third show, not too much to report on that. I don't know when they're going to be done, but Season 10 is a wrap. Season 10 filming finished 2 days early. They were going to finish on Friday, finished on Wednesday. So that's pretty cool. It's a wrap. They had a wrap party, and they're done. That's usually what happens. They get done right before Thanksgiving typically, and I think that's right on track for what they're doing. So thank you guys for joining me here. We got Eric. When do you think Alpha will die? I think it's in the back half of Season 10, and it's going to be probably towards the end of Season 10. Maybe the midpoint to later point of it, because the Whisper of War in the comics, if you know, is 6 issues. So really that's 6 episodes. And the show does a thing where they bring stuff over, and they stretch things out, and they mix things up. And they do a lot of things for the show that is different than the comic, because the comic is the comic and the show is the show. And also they have different characters for the show, and I'm glad they have some differences to it. It's like if you just knew what was going to happen, you just read the comic. You wouldn't be surprised. You wouldn't expect things to happen out of the ordinary, but they do big things at big moments. So we'll have to see. Garrett asks, favorite living character is Michonne. My girl is Michonne. I love Michonne. She's my favorite character. You know, she'll probably be my favorite character all the way through. I doubt she dies. I doubt Michonne. There's certain characters that are The Walking Dead. Everybody knows Rick. Everybody thinks that, or not everybody, I should say. A lot of people think that Rick carries The Walking Dead. And he did. All the way up to Season 9, Episode 5. But it's definitely crazy on there too. So, we'll get a bunch of things going for that. And people are just writing some interesting things on the chat. So Hector Rito's back in the building. Hopefully you guys are checking out the Fight for Us book series. Some people that are in this chat are in the Fight for Us book series. Pretty cool. So JJ, do you think that Michonne leaving that island will be the way to leave for a few episodes or for good? Who will rule Alexandria when Michonne leaves? So JJ, I'll talk about that in the back half of the chat of the stream. We'll go for about an hour, so the last half hour we'll talk about that. But Michonne isn't even in Alexandria, and they have a council. So it's interesting that we'll have a thing where differently think that The Walking Dead is going to carry the show without Rick, without Michonne, but definitely going to keep Daryl around, right? So, so Sandra, it's like, how do I block the right Sandra? I don't want to block the wrong Sandra. This is ridiculous that somebody made a copy of an account that's a person that's in here too, and I don't want to block the wrong person, but I'll definitely look into it. It's crazy that it's people that stoop to that level. They do crazy things with it. I don't know how it's going to be, because if someone comes in here and takes an, and people have done it here, people have done it to the PT channel, and they took my logo of my avatar thing that we have, and they put it, and they act like they were me, and it was hilarious. And that's ridiculous that people can get away with that, and it's okay that they can just make an account and change the name to a thing and have the stuff there. It's interesting. So I don't know why people think that it's okay to come here and cause problems, but will the real Sandra please stand up? That's for sure. Like, it's just crazy, right? So, I feel like I'm in the movie where I'm like, how do I know which is the right one? How do I know? Like in X-Men when it was two Wolverines, and they're like, you're a dick. Okay, you're right. I got you. You're the real Logan there, Cyclops. Pretty funny. So we'll definitely have it there. Walk Robot, thank you for the super chat. Bri, with all the talk about season 12 being the last, what do you think about it coming to a close? Love your channel, man. Thank you, Walk Robot, for the super chat. I know there's been a lot of talk. Thank you for that segue. Thank you for putting the topic there. And thank you for the love and the super chat as well. I don't know if season 12 is going to be the final season, but I definitely think that, I said this a while ago, and I think that the one is that it's interesting because season 12 fits the mold for it to be the last one. Season 10 is where we're at. Season 11 is coming next year. It's definitely happened. After that, we just don't know. There was an article that went around that came from, not comicbook.com or, Entertainment Weekly or Forbes or whoever, like a big publication. I think it was it might have even been a blog or something. I really didn't even read the article. A lot of people sent it to me, but I saw the weird address. I don't know if it was in the UK or where it was, that they had an inside source that somebody said about that they know that it's going to happen at the end of 2022 or whatever it said it was the date, that it's going to be done. So I think that it's definitely an interesting thing that season 12 could be the last one. Maybe the information is true. Maybe it's leaked. Maybe it's, just going around that it could be. But I think that season 12 fits for the Commonwealth story arc to connect with the movies and that. Maybe we get a season 13, lucky number 13, right? It's kind of a horror, kind of, niche show with The Walking Dead. So it'd be kind of cool if it was 13 seasons for the whole, Friday the 13th and all the stuff for, different things. But I think 12 or 13 seasons will probably be it. And I think it's a good run. I don't want it to be watered down. I don't want it to be like 15, 16 seasons and be like, well, Daryl's there and this character's there, but they're not really there. It's just ridiculous, right? So I think 12 or 13 fits the mold. I just hope it's done right. I don't want them to stretch it out too long. But The Walking Dead is a money-making machine with this thing. It's a big brand, and AMC is really all in on that too. So Xmas Girl 304, thank you for the super chat. Would you reveal your medical background in the zombie apocalypse? I think so. I think doctors, like besides The Walking Dead, I think being a doctor is very important in the world, let alone a zombie apocalypse, because people will probably try to keep you alive because you have benefit to keep them alive if something happens or a loved one of theirs on there too. Like, I'm not trying to put down careers by any means, but if someone gets shot in the leg, in the arm, or is sick or gets an illness or a bug on there too, you can't just go to some person and they're like, yep, take that antibiotic or take that'll get rid of it for you. Or if you have like a piece of glass in your arm, can they remove it for you? Can they keep you alive? Or if you have surgeons are pretty important. Doctors are very important on there too. I I would definitely say, I can help out. I can do that because you have to pull your weight in the zombie apocalypse. There's no dead weight. You don't want to keep dead weight around because it's like an anchor that's going to probably get people killed, if not a lot of people killed, if you don't bring a lot to the table. It's just ridiculous, right? So I don't know what's going to happen with, the future of the doctor situation on The Walking Dead, but they're in trouble. Like The Walking Dead is a is a show that loves to kill off doctors, animals, and people that carry an orange backpack or certain things, you're like, man, it's kind of crazy too. So it's definitely interesting for that too. So, let me just comment on this there too. So I don't know what the problem is with somebody in here, but somebody is definitely causing problems for it. So if you're really going to take someone's identity, that's wrong on so many levels. Whether it be funny or tries to cause problems or talk about someone having a review of a book series. The book series doesn't matter. The Walking Dead doesn't matter. But personal identity, safety, security, people feeling like they got, they have to worry about that stuff, that matters. So if you're harassing people, if you're causing problems, if you have defamation of character, if there's identity theft in here, that's a serious thing. That's a serious thing where people need to get a life and get on with it too. So if I don't know what's going on here with Sandra, but Sandra seems like a really nice person, the real Sandra, not the fake Sandra. She's definitely a person that loves the Fight For Us series, as do a lot of people in here. And someone's going to accuse someone of writing fake reviews or whatever on there too. You just get over it. I doubt she wrote a fake review, but if she did, who cares? Who cares if she did? And she supports the book series. Is that a big deal? No. So just stop being there. And I have a clue who it may be, a person from back in the day. But it's just crazy, man. Get a life. Stop being so pain in the butt to a lot of people on there too. So it's crazy on there as well. So the dilemma here I have is that if I block the wrong Sandra and I leave the right one in, it's ridiculous, right? So it's like, we need to put this in there, but I need to just have it right on there as well, too. So just going to comment on that, too, because there's a lot of stuff here. It's just crazy ridiculous. So we'll see what happens on there, too. But I think you're right about that person you wrote there, too. So I can't do it. It's just an assumption. I don't know what it is, but there's a problem that with a person who makes accounts, they get blocked because they say inappropriate things or they do all that stuff and making another account, come up, do that, make another account, do the same thing, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's just crazy too. So Garrett York, I'm sorry, I'm new to the channel and love it. Why do you and other people call you One-Eye Bry? So One-Eye Bry is from The Walking Dead. It's the governor. My name is Brian in real life. So a friend of mine, a subscriber of mine, which I can't remember when it was. I mean, I've been on this channel now for 5 years, coming up just about 5 years. And I think it was like a year or two in, and I had my intro and I did this and I was finding my niche and finding all that. And somebody told me that he watches the show or the episodes with his wife or fiance and he calls me One-Eye Bry. And I was like, that's a great nickname. And I was like, that's pretty cool because I'm Brian. The governor was called by Mitch, One-Eye Bry on there. I love talking about The Walking Dead. Why not, right? So that's pretty cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to change it and call it One-Eye Bry, like the letter I for Bry. So it's spelled with an I instead of a Y. So I'm One-Eye Bry with an I and not a Y. So it's kind of pretty cool. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And I love having the community feel for everybody of that too. There's a lot of haters, there's a lot of problem makers and a lot of troublemakers in this too. And it's just interesting that I just can't believe it too. So I just can't believe that people still do all this stuff for it. So I got a comment because some people are, sorry, I went on those tangents, but I'm just giving you, I'm a real person. I'm just here to talk to you guys, real deal, Holyfield up in there and talk about a bunch of things for it. But ultimately, I got a cat. Well, I bought my wife a cat for the holidays because we lost our girl Callie this past summer, and we had to put her down because she wasn't doing well and she wasn't eating, and it was really tough, and it still is really tough. And that was my wife's cat before I met her, and so she was her cat. But I fell in love with the cat. I love Callie, and I loved her on there too. So I love my guy Milo. And when my wife went to this animal shelter for volunteering on Friday, this past Friday, she fell in love with a bunch of cats there, and she was sending me pictures. And so I was like, oh, the cute, very cute. And she sent me this one picture of a cat, and she's like, oh, can I get him for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. And she was just joking, definitely joking. And I said, sure, if you love the cat, definitely, keep the cat. And that took her by surprise because she didn't think I was going to do that. So I was like, I thought that, because I've never lost a cat and replaced a cat and did on this too, but we lost Callie in June. So I was like, it may be meant to be that she was going somewhere on Friday, fell in love with a cat. So then we did it too. So she went there. She came home after that. It was like a half day type of thing. She volunteered for several hours and then came home. And she was like, you want to go back there? You want to go back there? Kind of joking. And I was like, you know what? Just feeling like, look, let's go back and check out the cats. If the cats are still there, we'll get one. So we went and we found this cat. And his name is Peter at the animal shelter. But we changed it to Otis because we have Milo and Otis now. So if you want to see them, you can. There's some pictures on my Instagram at the PT channel on Facebook. I put it on there too. I just shared it from Instagram too. So I have Milo, who's an old boy. He's 12 years old. We have Otis, who's going to be 3 months old on Thanksgiving. They're separated right now until we take Otis to the vet. And Milo is trying to get in that room so bad to meet this guy. And I think Otis wants to meet Milo too. But we just got to make sure that, he's healthy and they're good and, we're good to go. So we're going to try we have an appointment for Wednesday, but we're going to try to go there Monday if something opens up to try and get that ball rolling. But Milo is my old man and Otis is the cute little young guy. So we'll definitely I'll make a video over the break when I can get some good video of them together when they meet. Hopefully they just like each other. You never know with cats, but I think they'll be very cute for it. So Andre breaks up a good question. Why isn't Maggie writing letters anymore? Maybe she is, but maybe just no one has read them. That is kind of a plot hole. Maggie, where's Maggie been all this time? And she's just going to show up on there? I don't know. So we'll see if Maggie's going to come back in the second half of season 10, which I hope she does. I think she will, but it's definitely going to be a thing where Maggie is a character that I think needs to come back, especially if we're losing characters. If we're going to lose Michonne, that's a big character loss. Whether you like her or not, she's one of the big three. She's on the marquee for the season 10. It was Michonne, Daryl, and Carol. And now Michonne's leaving at some point, somehow, some way, and you have Daryl and Carol. And they can carry the show, and I love them, but ultimately you need a little difference here and there. And so I think that's what's going to happen for a lot of characters that are still alive that were dead in the comics, is because we lost Rick on the show. He's not coming back. We're going to lose Michonne. He's not coming back. So if we lost two major male and female characters, well, a male and a female character, two major characters, then we're going to probably keep a male and a female character. And that's probably why Rosita and Ezekiel are probably going to stay alive, because we're losing Michonne and Rick, which can be never replaced truly, but they can there for Michonne and, Ezekiel and Rosita can replace Rick and Michonne somehow. I'm not saying they're, ranking them at any means, but you got to keep some people around for sure too. So, fun day in the park. Well, I make both. I make theory and video and discussion videos and spoiler videos and every kind of video on there too. So hope you enjoy what we do here. And, I don't know what to tell you. If you don't like the videos, then don't watch, but hopefully you just enjoy what we do here and share everything with you too. So there is also, if you checked out the other videos going around that we posted the other day, the spoilers came out first, like the early spoilers for season 10, episode 8, and we'll talk about them, don't worry. And then we'll have the Q&A came out a day later or so, and then this other picture got leaked out. And it's a wrap picture. Well, it's like a bunch of Polaroids, it looks like, that somebody had on their countertop, and they took a picture of the Polaroids. And there's a picture at the top that has a gentleman that's probably of the crew, and there's a picture of a bald, I guess, walker person, but it looks a lot like Alpha. And so we're like, whoa, is that really slipping in there? Did that really just get put up there? Because it was spreading like wildfire. I mean, it was in so many groups on Facebook and so many things. And then it's all over YouTube probably, because I put it on a video, so then a bunch of people probably did it too. And then it's on Instagram and it's like spreading like wildfire, right? So I'm like, man, did they really just do that? Maybe they did, because they do that from time to time. There's a lot of times that someone slips up and says something or posts a picture and does something that they may not think it's a big deal, but people follow these people on Instagram, on Twitter, on everything there. So it's like, man, I don't know, if it's a mess up or a slip up, but if you know the comics, that's not a big deal. And do you really think that Alpha's going to survive forever? Do you think Beta's going to survive forever? No, they're the bad guys. They're the villains. They can live about a season or two. The Governor had season 3, went away, and a couple episodes in season 4, and then was gone. Shane, if you consider him a villain or not, was basically 2 seasons. Negan is one of those characters that's probably going to live forever because he's a character that has the idea of he's a complicated guy. Is he a villain? Is he, anti-villain? Is he hilarious? Is he comedic? For sure, he's definitely the character that needs to stay on the show. So he could have went a while ago, but this is the reason why he was kept alive. It was definitely interesting for last episode, not this episode, or last 2 episodes. Because if you see a thing, you see like certain characters are here, and then they go here, and then they go there, and then they come back, and there's the Alpha story, and there's this story, and there's that. They kind of jump around a little bit too. So, yeah. So I don't know why you're here, armchair, if you're going to complain, but that's what people do, but gotta love it. So today is the last episode of the year. And then we're going to go into December, and we're going to have no Walking Dead episodes. So I haven't seen the trailer for the season 10B trailer, but I hope they give us some information about it too. And I've already seen the episode, so we'll talk about that, and we'll start in about 10 minutes. But, spoiler warning for that. But I'm excited to see where it goes. Next year is supposed to be a big year for The Walking Dead. We're going to have the back half of season 10, the first half of season 11, The Walking Dead third show, which is 10 episodes, Fear the Walking Dead, which will probably be 16 episodes. So we're going to have a lot of episodes. I mean, we're going to have, theoretically, I think it said 42 Sundays of The Walking Dead, if you like Fear the Walking Dead, the third spinoff show, the third show, and I can't want to say the third spinoff show, but the third show and Walking Dead. And then hopefully some news about the Walking Dead movies. Also, the Comic-Con trailer next July. So it's going to be a big-time thing for The Walking Dead, the universe on there. It's just going to be a great thing. And I'm excited to see, where it goes, if it can build on things, if it's dying down, if it's on there too. But all good things must come to an end. All good things. The Walking Dead probably peaked in season 4, 5, and 6. That was probably the best seasons it'll ever have. A lot of people love 4, 5, and 6. I love season 6. It's my favorite season. And I don't know if it's going to get better than that. And that's okay. It doesn't need to. It just needs to be interesting, entertaining, and nice. And pretty good, nice. And nice to watch. It's something that's cool. The gore, the horror, the different aspects are pretty cool because I want to see a lot of those things come back a lot. But I don't know what's going to happen with those things as well, too. So, the haters are going to be hating all what we do, but we still have a goal of 100,000 subscribers, guys. I say that in all my videos because it's very important to us to achieve that silver play button. We just passed 87,000. So if we can get 13,000 subscribers by the end of the year, that would be amazing. But I think we'll approach that goal into next year. So we talk about The Walking Dead all year round. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things all year round. I'm going to talk about a bunch of things that it's going to be interesting for it. So I'm definitely down to do that. I'm going to have to get some mods for sure. Some moderators, keep it moderated, but I'm going to keep a lot of things going for it because this is kind of getting ridiculous for sure. Eric Finnegan, who is the biggest competitor for Walking Dead videos? You're my biggest competitor. Myself. I don't really care what other channels do and what they say and where they go and what they are and what problems they have to say about me and what good things they have to say. Hopefully I got nothing bad to say about anybody unless people attack me and go after that too. So I'm excited to talk about that. So I'm a firm believer of I'm an internal competition guy. I'm a person that if I do what I do, I'm happy with that. If I definitely have a thing that is just having fun with it and just want me to be focused for what we do here, I have no problems and I have nothing to do with other channels on there too. So Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of volunteers for moderators on there as well. We'll definitely get it going here. Hopefully the connection holds up. I'm sorry for last Sunday. It was kind of crazy for it. But so of all the episodes of season 10, I only missed one live stream for sure. So so Renee H, you want me to get you that moderation thing, the moderator thing? I got it right here, so I should be able to get it going for that. Everybody wants to vote. Renee H has my vote to be a moderator too. So everybody definitely wants to be. Let's see what we can do here. But hold on, let me just get this set. It's like kind of slacking with the connection here. So what are you guys going to do? How are you going to fill the void when The Walking Dead is gone? December and January. Are you gonna rewatch it on? Rewatch it on Netflix, the series? Or are you going to watch a bunch of things? So, Renee H is now a moderator. So, very cool. Danielle, would you do a recap of Empire? Love your insights. I definitely love Empire. Anybody watch Empire on Fox? That's definitely a show that I enjoy watching. My wife got me into that episode and that series, and I definitely like that for sure. I definitely like talking about that. I also love the show Animal Kingdom. I love... Man, what else? I don't really watch too much TV besides The Walking Dead. But we'll have some other breakdowns and some stuff too. I love the idea. I love to have the idea going for, different things, different stuff. I love Star Wars, so I'm excited to see. I'm excited to have the idea that we're going to talk about Star Wars, talk about different things. So, Rainey likes Vikings. I heard that's a good show. Vikings is a good show I haven't seen as well. But I don't know. I'm going to watch a bunch of different things. I'm rewatching The Sopranos with my wife just because it's the anniversary of it, and it's a great show. Also, we're watching Watchmen on HBO. It's a good series. And then we're also watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. So Disney Plus, you can get a free week trial for that, and I definitely recommend watching The Mandalorian if you're a Star Wars fan. And it's just great. It's just done really well. It's done in a big, Ozark. That's a good one. Yeah. I know, man. People are giving some good recommendations here. I'm a big fan of good recommendations too. Like I have friends that don't watch anything, and then I have friends that watch everything, and it's definitely it's definitely a thing that is pretty interesting. When I recommend something, I watch it myself. Some people like everything, some people hate everything. So you got to have those people that get in the right mindset too. So yes, I have Disney Plus. I got the connection with Disney Plus, and it's good. It's definitely pretty cool. So I have Mandalorian so far on the other channel. I have like a little. It's not a full episode review, but definitely a review of the first 2 episodes. But I definitely talk about the Mandalorian on the Fight For Us channel. So I definitely like to mix it up a little bit on Fight For Us. So I just got to give a little update on Fight For Us. So my book series is 10 books of Fight For Us. And then the latest book is called In 100 Days, is the first book of the prequel series. I've done all that, and I'm excited to talk about the 11th book that I started writing, because I'm super excited to pick up where Fight For Us Ghosts left off. That's book 10. Book 11 will be titled Access. And if you know that, if you know anything about the story, you know why the cover is important for that. It's pretty cool that I'm excited to continue that story. Whether people enjoy it or they don't, I'm going to continue the story. There's some people that like it, so I like talking about it. I love being in that world of Fight For Us. I picture it. I imagine it, and I picture it as I'm writing it. So hopefully you guys have joined the fight and picked up a couple books. 10 books available now. And the series means a lot to me. If you like the zombie apocalypse genre, I think you'll like it. I think you'll like a lot of those things too. So, and Baby Yoda is definitely the cutest thing ever. I want to get a stuffed Baby Yoda, like a plush Baby Yoda. And if they don't come out by Christmas, I'll just wait till they come out. But I think they're missing the mark without a Christmas rush there too. So hopefully we can get him soon. Because I mean, Yoda is my favorite character in Star Wars. And I love that guy. And he's one of those things where Baby Yoda is a home run. I mean, man, it's just crazy that I should have a watch or two. So, RPRS34, Bri, you should give Carnival Row a shot. Is that the one on Amazon with Orlando Bloom? And I don't know her name, but the one from Suicide Squad, I think her name she was in. But yeah, I'll have to check it out, Carnival Row. So, all right, guys. So let's talk about the season 10, episode 8. So we're in the last half hour of it. So spoiler warning, if you don't want to know about the episode on there too, I don't want to ruin anything for you. But my man Mark, yeah, Frontier. He told me about Frontier on Netflix. It's just like I'm running out of time to watch all these shows. But over the break, I'll be able to check them out there too, and then hopefully we'll be able to get it going. But it's tough with the cat and the kitten and the house and the Christmas stuff and the holiday stuff and whatever too. So, but yeah, we got the holidays coming up. This Thursday is Thanksgiving, which I'm very excited about that. And I'll be posting videos all week about some different things, and I'll make a Thanksgiving, shout out video to my peeps on there too. So we got season 10, episode 8. Spoiler warning. 3, 2, 1. Sadiq is gone. Sadiq is killed by Dante. The episode starts with Dante talking to Alpha in a field after the I'll be careful about modding people now too, especially when someone's saying mod me. That seems what something a troll would really kind of do. I'm not saying if it is or not, but it kind of is like, man, I don't know. But season 10, episode 8. Okay, so it starts with Dante talking with Alpha in a field at the borderline. Alpha sets up an idea to have Dante go into Alexandria and be a person that's causing problems. Dante wasn't seen or known by Lydia. Lydia didn't know who he was. He came after she left. So that's kind of pretty cool. So that gives kind of a plot hole fill. We kind of filled that plot hole a little bit. Okay, he came after Lydia left. Good. Okay, he definitely bent the handle for the water. Good. Also, he took out Cheryl, suffocated her. Terrible. But we found out that. So we're finding out information. We're getting answers to our questions. So Dante messed with the water. What Gamma was doing had nothing to do with the water. So we can give Aaron a break on that. Aaron didn't have to run back and tell people what Gamma was doing, even though he probably should have, but he didn't. That wasn't causing the water problem situation. But there's nice moments with Aaron in this episode. He talks with Gamma briefly. Gamma tells Aaron about where the Walker Horde should be. The group goes out there. It's not there. Then Daryl gets pissed because he's like, she lied. This is that. We're going to go look for Lydia. On their way, I skipped a bunch of things, but that's the big thing with Aaron and the group. At the end of the episode, it's Daryl, Carol, Aaron, Jerry, Connie, Kelly, and Magna. They're walking in the woods, and they're looking for Lydia now because the Walker Horde is not where Gamma said it was supposed to be. That Carol somehow gets ahead of our group. She goes left. Our group goes right, and Carol is like, Carol goes, I'm going to go this way. And Daryl's like, nope, let's stick together. That's what we got to do. That's definitely a thing where they should, because you can't split up like this. While they're doing that, Carol sees Alpha. Alpha's just standing there. It's a trap, though. It just feels like a trap. It's just one of those things where she has to know that these people are coming. They're looking for her. So I don't know if she told, Gamma the bad information or what's going to happen on there too, because and we don't know that yet. But Gamma told Aaron where to go. The walkers weren't there. They find Alpha. Carol's running after Alpha. It's kind of funny. I'm not trying to be funny with it, but she's running, and Carol's like an older woman, so she shouldn't really be running. Daryl, I think Norman Reedus has a bad knee or something. He can't really run either, so it's kind of funny too. So they're kind of running after Alpha. Alpha's kind of leading them to a certain way. Daryl's going there too. He doesn't have his crossbow. He dropped his crossbow for some reason, but he has the knives in his hand. And no one fires an arrow or anything at Alpha as she's running in the woods. That bothers me. Carol sees Alpha pretty far away, but she should have loaded an arrow and was like missed or something. At least tried to get her. But they're going after Alpha. Alpha gets away, Daryl falls into a cave that was definitely like a trap for them. I don't know if they did that to have the walkers go down there. Is that how they were loading the walkers into the cave? Because Daryl stands up. Everybody's in there. Carol, Daryl, Aaron, everybody's in there that we see. It's kind of dark. It's at the end of the episode. It's the way the episode ends. It goes to there, and there's all these walkers in there. I mean, probably thousands and thousands of walkers. And then that's how the episode ends. And you're like, what? What did I just see? Crazy, right? So, Hectorito, today, November 24th, is my birthday, and I want to wish you all a very happy life. I love you, Bri, and PT Peeps. Hectorito, happy birthday, bro. Man, you should have told me. Happy birthday. You should have told me. Happy birthday, Hector. Let's all sing it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hector. Happy birthday to you. Yes, sir. That's cool. Xmas Girl 304. Aaron talking about cave ruins. Is it a hint? Definitely something, because a great question. Aaron has a nice moment with Gracie. And they're talking about things that happened Aaron in the past, because they have this fun game. They're looking at the car things. I'm blanking on the name. The license plates. And there's a bunch of different states, because Aaron used to collect them. Then they lost them and they try to get them. And so Gracie is getting capitals of the states right, which was good. It's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting for it as well. Armchair. It says spoiler warning, dude. You're gone. Let's get rid of this armchair person. It's person with like it's kind of like the same. I'm sure it's the same person, but try theorizing. You'll get more honest following. I mean, I theorize. I do everything like that too. Haters just going to hate for what it is. So see ya. Armchair. Man, these people are hilarious. But ultimately, I like the episode, but it's like a lot happened, but didn't happen. A lot did, but didn't at the same time. So Dante is in the room with Sadiq after he, I don't know if he crushed his windpipe or something, but ultimately he's about to put Sadiq down with the knife. Rosita comes in holding baby Coco, and I think she says like, Sadiq. So then Dante knows, so he opens the door and he speaks in Spanish to her, and they have this little talking back and forth. And it's definitely interesting that Dante is trying to hide the fact that he killed Sadiq. Obviously, he's not like going to let Rosita in the room. Rosita knows that something's up. Dante knows that Rosita knows that something's up, but Dante goes slow towards Rosita. He has a knife in his hand. Rosita puts Coco in a bathtub because it's inside the bathroom around in Sadiq's place. And so Rosita just comes in his place, by the way. He doesn't, he just comes right in, right? So Dante is going towards Rosita with the knife. Baby Coco is safe in the bathtub. Dante lunges towards Rosita, and it's a pretty sweet move. If you got to watch it happen so fast. Rosita takes a towel and like catches his arm and like rips it out of his hand and gets the knife and drops it out. Rosita like fights with Dante. Rosita like gets away from him, grabs the knife, and slashes towards Dante. Gets away, and by this time, Dante is on the ground. Rosita are fighting. A walker Sadiq has gotten up and is going towards baby Coco in the bathtub because she's crying and crying and crying and crying. Going towards it. Of course, Rosita comes in, takes out Sadiq, or Walker Sadiq. Rosita's upset. She realizes that she's still got to take out Dante, runs back. Or I think it's like it happens so fast, and it's towards the beginning of the episode. She's like punching. She punches Dante like a bunch of times, and it's pretty awesome. It makes you love Rosita because she is a badass. She is a fighter. It's pretty awesome. But Sadiq is taken out by Rosita. Everybody is safe, and baby Coco is safe. They have a funeral for Sadiq, and Sadiq is buried in inside Alexandria, and it's a nice funeral showing. Everybody shows up. Ezekiel and a bunch of people show up too, and it's terrible. It's nice, but it's terrible on there too. There's an awkward conversation with Ezekiel and Carol, and Ezekiel doesn't tell Carol that he's sick or anything, and he says good luck because they're going to go after the Walker Horde. Daryl doesn't know whether to trust Gamma's information or what, but it's definitely a thing that we'll have to see what goes with that and how they're going to get out of the cave, because they're stuck in a cave at the end of the episode. It's definitely going there too. So Gary Page, what's the point of the ending? We will see them get out of trouble in the next trailer. Well, next week on there too. So it's interesting on there as well. So fun day in the park. So it's like, how do you know I blocked somebody? I can't see what they did wrong. So you're probably the same person. So you know what you're doing. You know how you're saying things. You should say, don't say I should do this on there as well too. So it's just ridiculous on there. But, that's what we have here. But ultimately, if you don't see why it is, you might be part of the problem there too. So Shorty May 25, do you think if Carol would have told Lydia before using her that Alpha told that everyone said that she killed her, that Lydia would have agreed to go and expose her mom's lies? I think she should have, right? I think it's going to be pretty interesting. I let people talk all the time. Fun day in the park. Don't tell me I should loosen up and do all that too. You got to moderate these people out and you got to get them out too. So I don't know context. I don't know what they're saying. If they're coming at me like that too, it's interesting. So Kima. So we got a bunch of people here for the first time. Thank you guys for joining me. A bunch of people there too. Dee. So ultimately, season 10, episode 8, a lot of stuff happens, but not a lot of stuff happens too. So Sadiq is buried. He's taken out. Dante is killed by Father Gabriel. So Dante is captured. He's knocked out. He's captured. Daryl punches him in the face in the infirmary. There's Carol, Father Gabriel, Dante, and Rosita. Aaron comes in there too and tells him about Gamma's information too. So it's definitely a thing where it builds up. And Dante's like, I love the whisper away is hilarious. Like the whisper away is like, you're wrong. You're this. Your mindset's that. You're going to do this. You don't know what it is. Your mindset is totally wrong in this world, right? So that's what the whisperer guy said. Like, you don't even know. Alpha loves us. Alpha's this. Alpha's that too, right? It's just ridiculous. So ultimately, the Walking Dead is setting up that Dante is definitely a different character than the comics. And it came out to be true. Because remember in season 10, episode 1, we thought, Dante, something's weird with this guy. Is he a spy? Is he weird? Is he misunderstood? Turns out a spy. Turns out that he did the water, all that stuff too. And he said all this stuff like, you're going to give me a trial, or you're going to do this. You're going to let every people hear my side. That's what you're going to do. And Father Gabriel is the head of the council. And Father Gabriel knows that he can't let that happen. You can see it in his face. He's like, I can't let Dante stir the pot. Also, Dante was writing the red letterings in there too, where he says, silence the whispers. He was doing a bunch of those things because he was setting up the paranoia and the propaganda and everything that he was there. He was sent there to cause the people to freak out about the whispers, more stir the pot, if you will. The alpha pot. Yeah, but it's crazy. So Dante is put in the jail cell, the revolving, jail cell that was Negan and then Lydia, and then the Whisperer, and now Dante. And Father Gabriel goes in there and he talks to him. But before that, he looked at the video that he recorded about Dante. And Dante said that he had a child, and he was this, and he was that, and he seemed like a nice guy. So they did their due diligence and did the screening in the background of him. But, Dante was there to lie. He was there to mislead. He was there to do that stuff too. So I think that it was kind of interesting that Dante lied and did a good job. Father Gabriel goes in and he's like, look, did you even have a kid? And Dante's like, does it matter? And he goes, that was one of the nice things I liked about you. That was one of the best things I liked about you. And Dante says, what, that my kid died? So Dante had a child that was killed by walkers. He's funny that he calls them walkers. Like, I don't know if he would just call them walkers unnecessarily. We know to call them that, but he does. And so I was like, okay. Father Gabriel is talking with them, and he freaks out, man. He stabs Dante, and then Dante pushes him and against the wall, and then he stabs him and stabs him and stabs him and stabs. He stabs him like 10 times. Something's crazy. They said a violent way, and it definitely is, for sure. And Father Gabriel takes out Dante, and then he burns Dante in the woods somewhere and gets rid of the body and does all that. And that's the scene when you have Father Gabriel and Rosita by a fire. That's Dante's body. Xmas Girl 304, thank you for the super chat again. You're killing it. Thank you so much. You don't have to do all that, but thank you. Will Lydia return or become a threat to Team Fan? Hard to say because we don't see Lydia. We don't see Beta. We don't really see the Whispers besides Alpha, Dante and Gamma. We don't see, the Whisperers really at all. But I think Lydia, somebody's got to get our group out of the cave, right? Because our group is in the cave at the end of the episode with all these walkers around them. So I don't know how they're going to take all those walkers out. Does Gamma go in and lead all the walkers away so then our group can come out? Because you like slide down this thing and they're stuck there. And they're on a ledge. So our group's on a ledge and then the walkers are down here, so they can't really get to them at all. So they're safe. But somebody's got to lead all those walkers out because they don't have enough arrows and bullets and guns and knives and bolts and whatever you want to call it to let this group, to get our group out of there. But they're trapped. It's pretty interesting. So I don't know. I think Lydia helps our group. I think Lydia comes across Negan, and I think the reason that Alpha dies is because of Lydia coming back to the group. I think that the situation with Negan being there in the Whisperer camp and also Lydia being on the Whisperer side and Lydia being protected by Negan at times just comes back at some point where we just don't know what happens just yet. It's just my idea. So the big thing with Michonne, Virgil, Oceanside, Luke, and Judith. Pretty big kind of situation. And Scott, too. Some people might not even remember who Scott is, but Scott's been in Alexandria for a long time. He's actually married to Sasha in real life, Sonequa Martin Green, and it's pretty awesome, too. He's there. They definitely set up a thing with Michonne leaves this episode on the boat with Virgil. Who's Virgil? Virgil's a new character that lives on a naval base with his family. But how did he get from the naval base to where our group is? We just don't know. He ends up being in a library that Luke and our group go to. He helps Luke. He saves Luke. He kills a walker that was reaching for Luke, and then he runs out scared and he goes away. He's also seen at Oceanside trying to get a sail or a sailboat or a boat or something. He's trying to get something from Oceanside to get away back to his family and on the naval base, which takes 2 days to get to. So Michonne, at the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode, is sailing away with Virgil. So it's going to take 2 days to get to the naval base, load up the boat, and then 2 days back. So the word is that Michonne will be back. Well, her last episode is season 10, episode 12. So she might come back for one episode in the back half of season 10 because she was in 4 episodes in the first half. And she might have 1 or 2 more episodes, I would think. And the word is that it's season 10, episode 12 right now. There's no way to tell, but that's just the early word. Janet, Q&A, Brian, do you think Gamma could capture Lydia and kill her in front of Alpha? I don't think so. I think Gamma is going to help our group. I think Gamma would help Lydia. I don't think Gamma kills Lydia, but I don't know. I think Lydia lives. I think Gamma gets killed helping our group, helping Lydia. I think Alpha finds out that Gamma told the information, and then Alpha kills Gamma, and then Lydia is safe somehow. I don't know if she's involved with it at all, and I think Negan takes out Alpha is the way I see it happen too. So Mark, my man Mark, Q&A, Bri, was that Dante getting beat by Daryl? He's getting punched by Daryl, yeah. After Rosita knocks Dante out, I mean, she's like boom, boom, boom. She's like laying into him. It's pretty awesome. Like you get a mad respect for Rosita. It's pretty cool. And then they're in their infirmary, and Daryl punches him one time. You see that in the episode. But and also this episode, you see Michonne, Luke, Judith, Scott, and their convoy going to Oceanside. But I'm like, man, they left a long time ago from Hilltop to Oceanside. It's taken them that long, right? So it's crazy that it's taken them for a long time. But Judith is writing all this stuff. She's writing down a journal of everything on there too, which is a great idea in the zombie apocalypse, that you should keep a record of things. I definitely feel that way, and, that's definitely a thing that should happen, in my opinion. So Luke says, look, there's a library up ahead. Let's get you some books. Let's get you some reference for this stuff to help you out. They go there. It's a library. It should be empty. There's not anything there, but there's 2 walkers in there for some reason. That's where we meet Virgil, who saves Luke. Judith picks up a book, and it says Russian to English, a dictionary. What are the odds of that she picks up that perfect book right there in front of her, gives it? That's going to help out, what's his name? Eugene with the satellite still, because I'm sure he can use that to figure out some Russian components from inside there to figure out what may help him on there too, for sure. So Then we got another hater here is telling me that, that's hilarious. But why are you here then if I'm terrible? Why are you here? But ultimately, they get to Oceanside. So Judith, Luke, who wants to see Jules, that's for sure. And we'll talk about Jules in another video coming up. But there's a lot of people talking about another whisperer theory. It's just crazy. But I don't think that it's going to be a big thing. But we'll talk about that in another video this week coming up about another whisperer spy. And, some people think it's Jules. And could be, but I doubt it. So you never know. But we have... yeah. That's a great comment there, Hector. Pretty funny. But I like the idea of Judith being set up for the future. They're definitely setting up Michonne's exit. Virgil is captured at Oceanside. He lets down the security fences or does something so walkers get in because he probably took down some of the fences to get in. I don't know how he got there and how he plans to get back at Oceanside, but would he have a boat if he left a naval base? I don't know, right? But either way, he's trying to escape. There's a bunch of walkers. They're killing out the walkers. Judith is there. She cuts into his leg, trips him, boom, goes down. Virgil is captured. Michonne isn't sure if Virgil is a whisperer, if there's more spies, because they found out that they radioed Michonne. They radioed Hilltop, who got a hold of Michonne and says that Sadiq is dead and Dante was a spy, so she finds out about that. So then she's worried about Hilltop, and she's worried about Alexandria, but she's worried about Oceanside having more spies. It's definitely a thing that if they have spies there, they could have spies all over the place. So it's a good theory, and we'll have to see, but I don't want to see any more spies, that's for sure. But we see, Jules a little bit. We see Rachel, and we see, what's her name? Cindy for a little bit. It's briefly on there as well. But Virgil and Michonne had this whole dialogue. Virgil is a character that we see in this episode. Hopefully we'll see him again in the back half of season 10, but to me, he's the reason how Michonne leaves. But they say they work up a plan that Virgil has to pay back Oceanside for knocking down their fences and doing this and causing problems on there too. Virgil is kind of set free by Michonne because they work out a plan that Virgil wants to get back to his family on the naval base, and they have a bunch of weapons that Michonne can take with her to come back to fight the Whisperers. So it's a win-win-win-win. So it's pretty crazy. So the situation that Virgil has weapons at the naval base is probably going to take away the fact that Eugene is not making bullets. I still feel like he needs to make bullets. Why is Eugene not making bullets? Even if it's to hunt or do something even before that, bullets are pretty important on there too. It's one of those things that it makes sense to have that to fight some group that's there to defend yourself. It just makes sense for it. It's just not sure. So Frankie said his Q&A, is Yumiko with the group in the cave? Never seen her in the episode. Yumiko is not there, which I thought was funny. Yumiko is not with Magna, Connie, Kelly, and Luke's at Oceanside. So what is happening with that group there? Yumiko's back at Hilltop most likely, probably running things at Hilltop. And then also Oceanside has Luke there. So they're separate there. Magna, Connie, and Kelly are in the cave. Could we still lose somebody in Magna's group? For sure. The early spoilers and stuff that people fall in a cave and that Kelly dies in the cave. But they weren't sure if it was season 10, episode 8 or 9. The way season 10, episode 8 ends, everybody is safe. Everybody is alive with a pan out, with a retreating view of the walkers and everybody's safe there. So we'll have to see. It just makes sense to see where it is. Thank you, Keith, for the kind words on there, too. You're on point most of the time. You're cool. Watch your channel. Thank you. Appreciate it. What you got there? Sorry if I missed some. Timothy Fairley, do you think Carol and Daryl will have conflict in the back half of season 10 because she ran off, putting the group in danger? Well, Daryl's not going to like that, that she just ran off and that they got everyone trapped in the cave. And also, there's a nice moment. It's brief, but Carol almost steps on a bear trap. And, they're like, oh, that could have been there for there, or that could have been this there, or it could have been set. And that's how they're getting closer to the walkers because there's some traps that were set. And Daryl says, look, you need to tell me things. You tell me what's going on. And Carol doesn't know how to say it because she doesn't know how to, convey the message and how to get to Daryl. They need to be on the same page. And it's a nice moment because it's saying that Daryl is there for Carol. No matter what you're going through, what your problem is, what you can do, you can always count on Daryl. You tell him things and he'll try to help you the best way that he can. And it's just a nice, touching moment. I don't see Carol and Daryl, they're ride or die for each other. I don't think there's going to be a thing that Carol leaves and Daryl leaves and they do this and they do all that too. I think Daryl is there for Carol no matter what. But Carol just needs to calm down a little bit. And Daryl even says, look, stop worrying about Alpha. You worry about her so much, you're not going to have a future. You're not going to be able to do this. She could take that away from you. You don't care about your life, that you would do anything reckless to get to her, no matter how it is. And then they walk away, and Daryl puts a tree stump on the bear claw thing, and it's pretty cool. But I'm definitely liking to see where it's going. It's just, it's not a cliffhanger so much as it's like a wah, wah, wah. Now, the episode is not horrible. Some people think the episode is horrible. I think it's lacking. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great. I think it's decent. It's definitely a setup episode for the back half of season 10. They're like, okay, Virgil and Michonne, they're going away. You got Judith and Scott going back to Alexandria. I'm not sure where, or I guess they're just hanging out in Oceanside for a little bit too. So I don't know what's going to happen with the back half of season 10, what's going to happen right where is it going to pick up right where the cave is, who's going to get them out of the cave. We don't see the whispers. We don't see, Negan and stuff there, so I don't know what's going to happen with Lydia, but something's got to happen there, right? We know the Whisperer War is coming. We know that there's going to be an attack on Hilltop and Alexandria, maybe Oceanside as well. Is there some reason that, that the Whisperers don't know about Oceanside? Is there another spy? That could be a thing too. So, Radical Z, hey Ryan, is Carol pissing you off this season? She is kind of annoying me. I understand Carol. I mean, she's acting reckless, kind of like Rosita was acting reckless too. And Rosita, tried to take out Negan and it didn't work. And it was one of those things where Carol's kind of doing the same thing, but they just got to communicate and be on the same page. I mean, Carol is struggling because she lost Henry. It didn't work out with Ezekiel. Alpha, killed these people in a brutal way. It's just, I understand where Carol is coming from, but she's doing a little things that can piss a lot of people off for sure. So I could see why she's annoying people in there too, but I'm not annoyed by Carol. I love Melissa McBride and Carol, and I love Daryl too. And when Daryl has that moment with Carol, it's a brief little moment. I'm like, man, this is why Daryl is great for the show. This is why The Walking Dead is great, because of moments like that. And it's a small little moment, but it's like, man, I don't know why people hate Daryl. I just don't get it. But people hate everything. I don't get it why people hate me, and I just don't get it. But that's what people do. That's what people are going to do. So, Mr. Volume Mixer, was Carol really seeing Alpha, or was Alpha is really there most likely, but we don't know. We don't know anything because no one says like, get back here, get back there too. So, I don't know why it would be hallucinating, because when she was seeing things that were there. Remember that walker that was a whisper and she shot him? Whatever happened with that, we don't know, but I guess it was made to say that Carol is not losing her mind. She is still actually seeing that too. So, still waiting for this person to answer questions. So I've been answering questions all live stream, bro. So I don't know what you're talking about on there as well. So you seem to talk without answering questions. Do you have a question? I answered questions all the time too, so I don't understand what you're doing. So, but that's what people do. So if it's your first time, why don't you watch first before you do it? So the last half hour was this, or go watch it on replay, and you'll catch up a little bit too. I don't know, but overall, season 10 is killing it. Season 10 is great. The episodes are great. I'm excited for the back half of season 10 for sure. Season 10, episode 8. It might be one of the weaker episodes of the season, which is not good. You don't want to have a weak episode leading you in or leading you out. Like, this is the mid-season finale. So this is going to be the last episode that you're going to see that too. Mr. Volume Mixer, I answered your question. Was Alpha really there? We have no idea if she was really there or not, but Carol ran after Alpha. I don't know if anything happened there too. So We don't know, but either way, Carol ran after Alpha. Carol and the group is trapped in a hole, in a cave. We don't know. It was there, too. So, Xmas Girl 304, it was a solid 8. I give it that. I'll give it a B. Maybe a B minus. For mid-season finales, I'm going to talk about it over the break. I don't know why Eric Retz is writing the same things over again, so I don't know why they're writing things. Just stop writing the things that are not being able to see. Just get the hint, I guess, right, Eric? I'm sorry, but come on. So I'm going to do a video over the break. We'll talk about the mid-season finales. We'll probably rank them top 10. We'll do a bunch of top 10s because it's season 10 of The Walking Dead. Once we get information, we share it with you. We have a bunch of information hopefully coming in. The guests tonight are Talking Dead are Father Gabriel, some celebrity fan lady, I don't know, and then we got a surprise guest, which I'm guessing is the guy who played Dante. So we'll see. Johnson County, I haven't seen one question, bro. You're just complaining, still waiting. Nothing. Didn't see any of your questions whatsoever. But if you just joined me now, hopefully next Sunday you'll know that I go for an hour. I talk about, there's no, I guess I'll talk about some spoilers if we get them in the last half hour, but there's no spoilers to talk about anything for next week's episode because there's not a next week's episode. There is probably an episode. Hopefully they'll give us a return date, but I'm guessing that the return date for the back half of season 10 will probably be February 9th at the earliest because February 2nd is probably Super Bowl Sunday, and I doubt they want to compete with that. And February 9th would be the first time of it. But season 10 is a wrapped, guy. It's wrapped up, guys. So it's definitely one of those things that they can edit it, have it done. I have to watch the trailer for next half of the season. I haven't seen it yet. I only watched the episode, so I haven't seen the back half trailer. So let me see what we got here to give thanks to. So thank you, Walk Robot, Xmas Girl 304, Hectorito, and Xmas Girl 304 again and again for the super chats. Appreciate it, Hector. Happy birthday again, my man. So hopefully you guys will check out the Fight for Us book series and In 100 Days. Sorry, Jane, I didn't see what you wrote about In 100 Days. I hope you liked it. I hope it's a good book for you. It's definitely a prequel to the series on there too. I saw your comment there a little bit, but I was in the tangent of talking about the episode, so hopefully you checked it out. And if you're checking out the book series and you like them, hopefully you can give a positive review and like what it is and get that review up for us on there as well. We had a person I think didn't really read the other book series. They started with In 100 Days, and I would not recommend that. I would recommend reading the first at least 7 books of Fight for Us before you read In 100 Days. It definitely doesn't make it makes it more enjoyable, and there's little callbacks and Easter eggs and connecting points to Fight for Us and In 100 Days for sure. So Xmas Girl Q&A, will we start 10B with a death? I don't know. The word potentially could be. There's still have to be out there too. So the person asked again, was Alpha really there? So I answered that like 3 times, but I don't answer questions for that person. But we'll see what happens with the back half of season 10. I'm excited for it. We haven't really lost anybody. We lost Margot, who was a new character for this. We lost Dante, who was a new character for this. And we lost Sadiq, right? Who else did we lose? So Dante, he could go. Margot, she could go. We lost Sadiq. So we lost 1 character in the first half of season 10. Michonne's going to go away, so we're going to lose her in the back half of season 10. And we'll probably lose a couple other characters for sure, guys. So thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, November 24th. And I'll be making videos all week and all break for sure. I'll be having videos talking about my time at Little People, the Roll-Off Farms, where they filmed Little People Big World on TLC. Have a bunch of videos there talking about Vegas and stuff that I was just there, last month. So hope you guys will enjoy the episode. If you haven't seen it already, I will have a video for you. Happy early Thanksgiving if you celebrate that, of course, on Thursday. Be safe. Always be safe. And always, guys, remember, if you remember this, hopefully you'll be all right. Motivation is the key. So with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, blocking out the haters, staying true to yourself. And as always, do what you love if you can. And if not, take your time with it, and you can achieve big things in this world. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. You guys mean the world to me. I love you guys. I'll be posting more videos. Hopefully I'll be able to get a video of Otis and Milo and Otis together. Thank you guys for watching, and see ya.